With Carlos Correa on his way to the Minnesota Twins, that opens up a third base job for the New York Mets. Will it be Eduardo Escobar, the veteran, or will it be their young stud prospect, Baty? Let's talk about that right now. And well. Welcome back to New York Sports Wickermedia. I'm Watu-K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. If you're new here, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you're returning, thank you for coming back, and please like. I appreciate all your support. So I had a plan to do a series on New York Mets prospects. I wanted to do a whole series before the season starts, just to dig into these guys a little bit, get to know what kind of player they are, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and what we can expect from them in the 2023 season. And with the news coming down today that Carlos Correa has spurned the New York Mets and signed a 6-year deal with the Minnesota Twins, it felt like today was a perfect day to talk about Baty. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about his scouting, his history, some of his stats. We're going to talk about some numbers and what he's projected to do in 2023, what I expect from him anyway. So Baty is ranked by Baseball America to be the Mets' #2 overall prospect. Very well thought of. He's 6'3", 210 pounds, born in Spicewood, Texas in November 1999. He's a third baseman who has played a little bit of outfield. And when the Mets seemed to have Carlos Correa all but signed, the thought was Baty, well, either they got to trade him or they got to move him to the outfield because there's no room for third base. Well, as far as Baty goes with his history, he was drafted at 19 years old by the Mets, and that may be the only reason why the Mets were able to grab him with the number 12 overall pick in the 2019 draft. The best part of Baty's game is his power. That is what he's known for, especially against right-handed pitching. He dominates right-handed pitching. So in 51 games, he played for the Brooklyn Cyclones. Now I can tell you, that park, I've been there a couple of times, that park is notoriously hard on left-handed hitters because that breeze is coming in off the Atlantic Ocean. Well, Baty hit .309 with a .911 on-base plus slugging percentage, 22 extra base hits with 7 home runs. This warranted a call up to Double-A Binghamton, where he posted a .787 OPS with 5 home runs in just 40 games. So Baty's taking care of Single-A, he's taking care of Double-A. But then in 2022, he really started to emerge on the public scene. So he started the year in Binghamton, and he was already ranked in the top 30 in a lot of prospect rankings, MLB Pipeline among them. And he showed why when he started right where he left off in 2021. And he was immediately one of the best hitters in the Eastern League in Double-A. In June and July, he posted OPSs of .946 and 1.123 respectively, which is just fantastic. 13 home runs, 39 RBIs in 47 games. So then he got called up to the New York Mets, got called up to the big league club. With the Mets, he played 11 games, batted .184 in 38 at-bats, struck out 8 times, just a .586 OPS. He did hit 2 home runs, including in his first at-bat against the Atlanta Braves at SunTrust Park, which was a really, really cool moment. But for him to go from Binghamton to Syracuse to Flushing, Queens in one season is pretty remarkable. And he didn't seem quite ready just yet to take on the everyday job. Suffered a hand injury. His season was over. Now, to go into who Baty is right now, if there's one knock on him, it's his strikeouts. He has a nearly 30% strikeout rate in the minors, and that's because he sells out his average because he wants to hit for power. When you look at his swing, it's kind of an uppercut swing. So he has not as much contact, points in his hitting zone. Like there's only so many spots in the hitting zone where he's going to make really good contact. But when he hits it, he really hits it. It almost sounds like a much better version of James McCann. McCann would hit the ball good maybe once every 2 months, but when he did it, he'd hit the ball 425 feet. Now, Baty's going to be better than James McCann. Take it easy. So the thing is, Baty seems to be capable of hitting for a higher average because he's shown it in various levels of the minor leagues. But will he make the adjustments to hitting for a higher average, or is his focus going to be hitting the ball out of the ballpark? It's going to be interesting to see that. He does strike out, but he does work the count well. He has the ability to take walks as well. So he does work the count. For defense, Brett Baty is primarily a third baseman. Now he's played 29 games in the professional ranks in left field, and he didn't look too out of place while playing left field, and he has plenty of arm. Very strong, very accurate arm. Doesn't have the most range as a third baseman, though. He's got the arm. When he gets to the ball, he's going to throw it very well. As far as his running, he's got pretty average base speed, but for a 6'3", 210-pound player, he does run pretty well for his size. Don't count on him stealing many bases, though. So where are we going to see Brett Baty play in 2023? Well, my thoughts have really changed today because going into this season, I really felt if Carlos Correa was in the fold, Correa would have third base. And I thought Brett Baty would be playing left field in Syracuse to start the season, and eventually he would work his way back up to the major leagues or be called up in a case of injury to a Mark Canha or to a Starling Marte. Well, in this case, I think that's changed. I think Brett Baty starts the season with the New York Mets, and I think he's going to be in a platoon role with Eduardo Escobar. Escobar is a much better right-handed hitter, especially when it comes to power. And I could go for a platoon, and let's see what happens. If one of these two players emerges as the full everyday starter for the season, then that's great. But let's give both these players some opportunities. Let's see what happens. And, we'll see what Baty's defense looks like. It was a little bit shaky last season when he came up with the Mets. It might have been the rookie jitters, but you know what? He's fast enough and strong enough to where I feel pretty good playing him at third base. But you know what? If he shows he can hit lefties a little bit, you could play him at designated hitter and let Escobar play third base. It's just a matter of what he can do. But I think he's going to have an opportunity to emerge as one of these extra bats the Mets are really going to need if they're going to compete with Atlanta and Philadelphia in their division, along with the LAs and the San Diegos as well. I think it's really up to Buck Showalter. Is he going to give Brett Baty a chance to play? It's going to be very interesting to find out, but I got a feeling Brett Baty's going to have a lot of playing time with the New York Mets this season. Well, those are my thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on Brett Baty. Do you think he should start the season in Syracuse and, fine-tune his craft a little bit? Or do you want to see him just jump into the deep side of the pool and let's see if the kid can swim? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to be back here. I'm going to be doing another one of these probably every week. I'm going to be talking about all kinds of Met prospects. Everyone from Dominic Hamill to Matt Allen to Kevin Parada. I've got about 11 or 12 prospects I'm going to be talking about. So if there's a Mets prospect you're interested in, I'm going to be doing a profile on him over the next couple of weeks leading up to the start of the 2023 season. Thanks so much for watching, folks. I'll see you back here with more content from you know where, the Wicker Chair.